The camera is on the other side of a stainless steel door with a little window in it, and we can see walking down the hallway through this window, most of the crows, sans Bubba, walking down, being led by a doctor-looking guy. He's real disheveled. As he comes to the door and opens it, and he pushes towards the camera, he holds it to let all the crows in, and we get a good look of him. He's like 5'8", maybe a little bit overweight. He's got a lab coat on. He's got a couple of stains on his shirt. After we get shots of this guy, we get shots of quite a few dead bodies as we jump ahead to this guy pulling out these bodies that are cooled in the morgue you guys are now in. There's stainless steel tables set up everywhere. Most of it's very clean, except this guy's little corner of the room. His desk is all fucked up. It's got trash all over it, like chip bags and stuff. Everybody's seen a morgue in a TV show, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's happening. So he looks around to you guys. He pushes up the blue tinted spectacles he's wearing.
Well, what kind of body you looking for?
It literally does not matter.
Whichever one has the least amount of damage would be preferred.
You want heart attack? OD?
OD. Let's go OD.
OD. Yeah.
Well, what did he OD from?
The OD one is fine. Thank you.
Don't we need information from this guy?
He will get it. Don't get your panties in a twist.
All right, well, here you go.
Keaton takes a step forward, rolls his eyes, and then
I'm still confused at how we pay people in this.
Pulls up his phone and transfers some credits through a secure line.
Yeah, you do a little Apple Pay tap to
Yeah,
his
when you get a
watch.
sponsorship with some sort of
A Cash App.
cash app. Yeah, there we go.
It's called Kashap.
That should be the in-universe name for this, is Kashap.
It's owned by the Kashap family.
Kashap. Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, you tap it. He goes,
All right, you got 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Yeah, thanks, Jeffrey.
Dorian, good to see you.
Yeah. Hey, take it easy.
Hey, that new album, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah? Well, I got a treat for you coming.
Keaton gives a disturbed look. Looks back towards the body.
This isn't cutting into our time, is it?
No. 10 minutes after I leave the room, I'll seal the door, and he walks out.
Keaton holds up this counterfeit edict, kind of examining it. Well, let's see if this thing actually fucking works. If not, the guy just fucking shot himself. He points it down at this corpse, and then with a sickening scream, he fires it into this corpse.
okay, so you got a couple of things going for you with this edict. Number one, he hasn't been very long in here. It's probably been less than an hour since he died. Number two, there's not many other people in here. The thing you have against you is that you've never used this edict before. I need you to roll Kindred at -2, my dude.
Oof.
Oh, me. Oh, my.
Yakers.
Oh, well, I got a pair of twos, so I'm going to Benny. I'm going to use another one. Okay, I blew it up. That's a 9, Caleb, so with a raise.
Yeah, there's indeed a bit of a scream. And as the gun fires, the lights in the room flicker. A few of the drawers dislodge and like another body slowly slides out as you let loose around into this corpse. And as the lights come back up, you hear like a gasp from the body.
Welcome back.
Oh, holy shit, what's going on, man?
And this guy sits bolt upright. This body is graying, it's been dead a while. It's cold. It's just got like slicked back black hair, bags around the eyes that have been exaggerated. It's got a gown on that kind of falls half off, so it's like this shirtless, grayish torso.
Whoa, I just...
Hey.
Shit, man.
You enjoy your nap.
Yeah,
Did you read the owner's manual?
it didn't come with an owner's manual.
Right. Well, Edicts, Chapter 25, Section 8, line 45.
Yeah.
You are able actually to reinsert previously captured souls into otherwise unalive corpses. So, what doza was it?
Well, shit, man, that would have been nice to know. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I shared a little information with you. How about you share a little information with my brothers and me?
This is trippy as hell, man.
Yeah, I bet you feel really stupid right now. You literally just killed yourself for, like, absolutely no reason.
What?
It's a really weird way of putting handcuffs on yourself.
Well, it wasn't no reason. You guys, you hear the crows, man. Like, I mean, you could kill me for selling an edict or having an edict. I mean, it's not mine,
I mean, we can do a lot worse, even with you right now. What makes you think that I can't take you out of your cushy little afterlife and put you in one that's not so pretty?
I don't think it works like that. I know enough.
Oh, yeah? Really? The man who didn't even know that we could put you in another fucking corpse? Are you so sure?
He starts to scratch his head and then like gets confused because it's not his head and starts to feel his forehead a little bit. I need somebody to roll. It sounds like intimidation, yeah?
What about taunt?
Yeah, you want to roll taunt? Sure.
I'll roll taunt. That's a 4.
Do you want to Benny that?
I have humiliate, so I can re-roll a taunt test once. Doesn't specify when.
I'll roll, that's fine. That was a 5.
Yeah, I'll use it. Yeah, 4 is as good as I got.
He's a little distracted touching this new body he's now fucking got shot into suddenly.
Are you guys saying you wouldn't have killed me?
Guess that depends on if you cooperate or not.
Well, that's kind of a bummer because it's not super cool in there. He kind of told me it was kind of a sweet place to be, and it's not, so.
Well, that's what you get for trusting some back alley asswad.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you gonna do, man? It's not like I could buy one through traditional means, so.
Well, there are other ways to get inside of them.
Inside an edict?
Yeah.
You found one?
You do enough work for the crows, make enough friends. I don't know. You play your cards right.
Yeah, I mean, people always say that, but that's not really, possible for a felon.
Listen, man, we've got 10 minutes here with you. It might not be the best situation for you, but like my cousin here said, it could be a lot worse. So if you don't start answering our questions and stop jibber-jabbering about this and that, either that or you can maybe take your chances with fate and we could just destroy this edict altogether. Up to you.
Now that sounds like intimidation. Let's do it.
I rolled a 4.
How you feel?
I'm
I'm rolling a d6.
I mean, that's better than average, right?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
Excellent.
Wait, okay, so this thing you're doing only lasts 10 minutes? Like, I could go back?
That's right.
And if I answer your questions, you're gonna leave me alone?
That's right.
Okay.
You shouldn't have pulled that trigger, friend.
We all gotta die sometime. Might as well choose it,
All I want to know is who you're working for, who made the gun.
In the background, Kaz is clearly uncomfortable being in the morgue. This may be the first time that he's seen this, although he is doing his very best to make it seem like he's very cool. Keeps pulling out a clove cigarette and almost lighting it and then thinking, can he light it in here? He's not sure. And then just ends up awkwardly chewing on a clove cigarette while he watches.
Well, I don't really work for anyone. I'm kind of a middleman between people. People come to me and they say, hey, I want to buy this. And I figure out how to get it for them, drugs, I guess edicts now, cars, partners.
Sure. So how'd you figure out how to get an edict then?
Man, that was wild. This woman came to me. She gave me a name. It didn't sound right, but, she said she'd buy an edict and she gave me a good price. So I just started looking around, asking, and this guy said he had one. And I bought it off him.
What was his name?
Well, you probably know him by Sly, but his name's Luther Key. He's like a farmer. It's way up on the Sun River. I don't really talk to him a lot, and I showed up to one of these games he was running and we just got talking and I asked him if he knew anyone, any connections in the Crows. Cause I figured that's the highest level I could reach, this card game. And, he came back and he was like, well, no, but I could sell you this edict cause it's just sort of laying around. And then I was like, can you sell me one? And he said, yeah. And I was like, sick, dude. So I bought both and then I got one for me. And he kind of lied. He kind of said it was cooler in here than it was. I was expecting rainbows, puppies. It's kind of just like a desert, man. It's kind of shitty, but I'm learning to paint and that's been really fun.
Don't suppose you have an address?
For Luther?
Yeah.
If you just look up the Key Ranch, he's kind of a big figure up there in the Sun River. All the farmers should know him.
Does this guy ever work with Felix?
I would be surprised if they hadn't had any contact, because Felix, he owns most of the farms up there.
All right.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to get a hold of him. You guys are the Crows. Every time I talk to him, he really doesn't like your type. He doesn't like anyone that lives in the city all the time, especially you with the corporate residences. If you're incorporated, he's not really a fan.
That's all right. We got lots of money for disguises and shit like that.
Oh, sick, man.
I think there's a moment where this guy has been rambling and Dorian is kind of exhausted at this point. He rolls his eyes and catches Kaz out of the corner of his eye. And I think he'll at least move over towards him while they're finishing up this interrogation. Hey, Kaz, you doing all right?
Yeah. This is just very bizarre. This is not how I pictured this going,
No? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Nah, this is like this all the time. Just keep an eye out. Pay attention.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he said it's the guy at Key Ranch?
Yeah. I'll look him up. I haven't.
Pay attention. Focus up. Come on, buddy.
Kaz looks at him like, what do you think I'm doing? He's like, I'm locked in. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing everything.
Dorian sort of eyes the shaky clove cigarette that he has or has not been putting in his mouth for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty wet at this point.
Yeah, sure. All right, buddy.
Yeah. Do you want one?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, sure. I bet they'd let you smoke in here.
We cut back to the conversation.
You mentioned a card game.
Yeah, that was a real bummer for me. I thought I was going to be able to show up, so you guys really fucked me on that, which, no hard feelings. You know, I get to live out my life. I'm happy with that. But yeah, there's like this card game. I think it's a race going on too.
This is all lining up.
That's tomorrow night.
How did you get an invite?
Is he going to sell any more edicts?
I don't know about that. I just asked him. But he might. I mean, it seemed like he had a supply. But yeah, it's tomorrow night. I do have an invite. Do you have access to like my computer and stuff?
Yeah, there's some pretty gross shit on there.
Oh yeah. Could you?
No.
Well, fair enough. But there is an invite on there. I think if you name drop me and just make sure to call him Sly. As long as you do that, I think you'll be okay. You show up with a high roller money. I mean, they're really looking for action. They're people that are just showing up there for a good game. And if you show up and you look like somebody that, you know, is going to lose a bunch of money, they're going to love that. Just maybe brush up on farmer terms, you know? Whatever they do out there, tractors,
You're not a farmer, are you?
No, man, no way.
So what does that matter?
I couldn't stand living out the country away from, you know, like the network and stuff. That's too much.
Gonna be all right up your alley. And he punches Jethro, like, right in the arm. Come on, farmer terms, out in the dust. You're gonna do great.
You guys got a cool dynamic. You got a cool little, like...
Keaton pulls up the gun and returns this guy.
Oh, wait. Just put my hand up in front of the gun. Wait a minute.
What else do you want to know? He fucking gave us the guy's name at the fucking race at the card game.
Aside from the computer stuff, you have any last requests?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so nice of you to ask. Well, I guess whatever you could do to, like, maybe not get me in the news, because I think my mom would just be kind of sad.
You don't gotta worry about that.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. You know, if more people...
And now Keaton returns into the gun, just shoots him again, and the corpse falls back down.
Until we meet again.
Wow. Thank you. That was grating. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that annoying in my entire life. Oh my gosh, Keaton, thank you.
I have to talk to you every fucking day. And Keaton starts heading towards the door.
I really don't want to go to this party.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time, Jethro. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time.
If I'm going, you're going.
Nah, I got work to do.
I've got work to do.
I've got a security guy to fucking, you know, loose ends and all that.
This is all work. We go together.
Yeah, we split the team. You guys take the socialite high road. I do the shit that nobody else wants to do. You know, the normal setup.
I have never seen a movie where splitting the team is the right choice, Keaton.
Oh my god.
Tell you what, you give me the name of the security guy. I'd rather do that. You can go to the party.
No.
You have to make an appearance. You're the one who came back. Now you got to do the whole socialite bullshit.
100%. That's the smartest thing you've said all day.
That was not part of the agreement.
Well, welcome back, buddy.
Aw, come on. If you guys don't want to go, fuck it. They're gonna be wet blankets anyway. You and me, Kazzy, we can hit up Vivian, see what she's up to.
Okay, you know what? That does sound better.
We'll have a great fucking time without him.
Yeah, you two have a great time trying to fix the security or whatever. By the way, Keaton, you should have had that. Like, this shouldn't even be a problem that you need to fix.
Keaton leans forward and taps Kaz right in the testicles.
What?
You stole my sack tap.
Yeah, gives him a sack tap, leans forward. Kaz, if you say anything about that again, I swear to God, I'm going to hit you a lot harder.
Kaz looks a quick sideways glance at Jethro and then a quick sideways glance at Dorian. Sure, I don't have to say anything. Dad and Uncle Claudius are already on it. He grins.
Keaton just shakes his head and continues walking out.
Ignore him, Kazzy. Hey, listen, that asshole got blood on my vest, all right? So I'm going to need your help picking out a new outfit.
Okay.
Now, if you guys go to this party, are you going to be able to perform the task, or are you just going to party?
Well, Jethro, what sort of work do you think it is I'm going to get done?
The names of the people who are selling the ghost guns.
Okay. He clearly doesn't understand what party means in this context, Kaz. So,
yeah,
you're
I
out,
think
bud.
Are you guys not talking about the game next to the Sun River at the ranch?
No, listen.
That's not a party. Oh my gosh, that is a gathering at a farmer's house.
Yeah, and it's tomorrow, okay? Bubba's checking in on Josie anyway, so we'll give him a night and we'll meet back in the morning and we'll head out.
Yeah, no, tonight is just about bros being bros.
That's right, bro.
Aren't you so happy that you came back?
Yeah. Thrilled. Listen, you guys have a good time. You earned it, but I don't really feel much like partying.
All right, well, we'll just have to have fun for him, right?
And then we're all going to go to the card game.
I mean, everybody who wants to go.
We have one invitation. Is that going to work?
He said drop them. Come on, these are fucking...
It's not even a real party. The invitation doesn't matter. We could show up and just walk in.
They're one step above scabs. Come on.
Yeah. And have you never crashed a party, Jethro?
No, I've never crashed a party before.
Oh, okay.
He's literally turning down the opportunity to do that right now.
I'm going to put that on your bucket list.
I've told you this before. You don't get to put things on other people's bucket lists.
I absolutely do.
For their own good.
Because otherwise your bucket list would just be lift heavy things. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's a fucking great bucket list.
Crack open one more can.
Great bucket list item. I'm so glad that you guys get me. And he just walks out the door.
We cut inside the Crow Tower, the John Henry building, inside the space typically reserved for Ophelia and her guests. It's a section of the tower that she can do as she likes, and if anyone else minds, they certainly don't make it known. Nothing has changed from the last time you were here, Vivian. A shattered glass on the floor, a residue of some drug use in the corner that somebody spilled on a drunken night, those tapestries still hanging from the roof with strobe lights without any music behind them, just slowly fading from one to the other in the background, different colored lights lighting up this room as you stand here. There's one person keeping watch at the door who lets you in. Other than that, it's kind of a surreal scene. It doesn't seem like anything has changed in the last 5 or so days. Vivian hears an exchange at the door. We just see a shot of her hand. She's got something in it. And then behind her is the entryway into the Grand Gala mega floor as Keaton walks past the guard after exchanging a few words and walks up behind you. Vivian, you hear somebody walk up behind you.
Hey, Mrs. Rook.
Oh, if it isn't my least favorite crow, are you here to berate me more?
No, actually a peace offering, if you will.
She turns around, but just like a little bit, like they do in animes where their head just turns a little bit over their shoulder, their eyes glint.
I thought getting your hands on this security guy, what's his name, Peterson?
I talked to Peterson.
Yeah, why don't we go talk to Peterson again?
I am dressed for a meeting already, so suits me just fine.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the kind of meeting you're going to want to be all prettied up for, but it kind of gestures towards the door.
You think I wear outfits twice?
What do you have, like 150 different Grape Jam cosplays?
I don't think she has a good rebuttal to that right now. Before he came in, she was just collecting wine glasses to start throwing at the wall because it's super fun. And who there's going to tell her no?
As a little fun fact, you got to pay a license fee to cosplay in this universe. Because you're representing an IP'd character.
The camera cuts to a long hallway somewhere in the building. It's us heading towards an elevator, like a long beat of silence before we get to the door. Take a step in, Keaton hits the proper buttons and the doors close. And then he reaches over and hands you a purple energy drink.
Yeah, she's gonna crack that open. It's been a long fucking day.
I went with grape because, and he gestures to all of you.
I mean, I've got yellow too.
Yeah, but I mean the hair, the eyes, the fucking cybernetics.
I don't know if you're partially colorblind, but my eyes are pink.
Yeah, it's close enough. He kind of leans up against the back wall.
Cleanup staff, please report to level 4.
I'm having a hard time getting a read on you.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the point.
What's your investment in this?
My investment in this is that I'm going to be working with you for a minute, it sounds like. And I would prefer it if we can, work together without it being a whole fucking thing. Tex said it right. We're going to have to work together to get ourselves out of this shit. At least on our side. I'm sure that you want a resolution of this. I just thought that, maybe handling this guy would make you feel a bit better.
I think it will, but I don't appreciate you threatening my husband.
He made the threats first. You know how this goes. He postured, I postured back.
Keaton, if you're not careful, somebody's going to posture you right into the ground.
Yeah, people been trying for a long time. They ain't been trying hard enough.
Is your headband full of armor?
Well, I've got plenty of armaments. Just because I don't got them on right now doesn't mean I don't have them. I don't know how much you know about the crows and our edicts, but I've had this thing for a while. And he reaches back and he pats the black case that's kind of sitting on his lower back. So, I'm pretty good with it.
She eyes the case with interest, but maybe the slightest bit of worry. Is that for Peterson?
It can be. I figured I'd leave that up to you. I also brought this. And he lifts up his shirt, and you can see that in a concealed carry holster, kind of at his waist, he has like a .45 caliber pistol. It's a hell of a lot worse than my edict, but maybe you wanted to let him off easy.
I do not.
Perfect. Well, in he goes. He don't cross the crows and get away with it.
Good.
He grins at that, and then the doors open.
We see Keaton's city vehicle pull up in front of the frame. In the background, on the opposite side of the street, rising up is a corporate subsidized housing of the Crows, where many of their employees spend their hours of the day that are not performing their duties. We see Keaton inside the car now as we cut in, as you're just checking the notes, making sure you have the right address, and we see a few things flick by on the screen as Keaton takes it in. Peterson, of course, being the one that was yet another middleman, the middleman to sell this edict to Tanya and then Luella, has been put on unpaid leave by Claudius. Been that way now for 5 or 6 days, I think that's where we're at. He, of course, is not allowed to hold or work any other jobs during this time while this investigation is happening. This is his residence as far as you know, and since he doesn't have anywhere to be, it appears this is where he should be. It's darker than normal here. Heavy cloud cover paints it more of a dark evening than a sunset. All grays, very little purple. The sound of cars driving past. The sounds of people yelling in the street. Construction fixing the damage of the storm. In fact, many of the buildings here don't have this building in particular doesn't have any of the automated features of the John Henry building. Most of the windows still boarded up with metal or artificial wood, still bolted or nailed into the windows as the residents haven't had time to remove them. Bits of the other buildings surrounding it are still damaged by the last storm, and the street light above your head flickers from electrical damage as we see the two of you in the car on a foggy evening.
All right, well, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. She rolls her shoulders.
Perfect. Keaton opens the door, kind of takes a step out of his car, and closes it behind him. Keaton pulls out 14 favors out of that black case on his back. It's still folded in half, and he looks down to make sure that all 6 rounds are in their chambers before he snaps it shut with a satisfying click, and then kind of looks over towards Vivian as she's closing her door.
She closes it like a whisper.
And then together they walk up towards the front door. Loud or quiet?
Quiet then loud.
Okay.
Quite honestly, I'd like to get my hands on him first.
Deal. He reaches forward, pulls out a industrialized skeleton key, unlocks the lock, and then quietly opens it.
Bypassing the buzzing system of the housing, you walk inside. It's a very cramped, narrow stairwell. As you ascend, you can hear sounds coming through every door you walk past in these thin walls. Half the lights aren't really working, and there's some damage to the wall where someone got into a scuffle here a few months ago. You can hear the sounds of entertainment, music, laughing and arguing as you ascend to the 4th floor, where finally you come upon kind of a flimsy, I guess fucking most doors are going to be metal, actually.
A flimsy metal sheet.
A flimsy metal sheet.
Made of aluminum foil.
Oh shit, should we roll stealth?
Yeah. As you make it to the door, what's your plan of entry here? It's an apartment building, so like people are walking up and down all the time, but you might be kind of loud coming up to his door. How do you want to approach that? Do you just want to rush it? What do you two want to do?
I mean, she said quiet then loud, so I'm thinking some stealth. I don't know about you.
I mean, that sounds good to me. She took off her heels.
Oh, man.
She's carrying them, I know.
This is fucking serious.
So you could use your corporate skeleton key to get inside, but it's going to be locked.
I imagine that the skeleton key gets you into the building and not into the rooms.
Sure.
It's like a maintenance man's key, you know?
I think this is Crow Apartments, and you can get in there, but it's going to be locked. So that's up to you. Like, maybe what you're doing isn't necessarily illegal, but it's pretty shady.
If somebody finds out about it, they're going to have an angle.
Yeah.
Okay, so then maybe in that case, I'll do hacking, and I'll just leave my the skeleton key out of it.
Okay, sweet. I think just flat.
4. I made it, baby.
Sweet.
Hey.
So I think as you come up to this kind of flimsy, it's a metal door.
Poorly put together. Edges aren't welded right.
It's a smart door. It doesn't have a physical key anymore. There's a little pad on the left. So we see Keaton take some tools, slowly, silently pry out like the little plastic thing from the wall, pull it out to expose the cords, and then start to like strip them and attach them to his own little device. And as it pops up, there's a little button. You swipe it. It's unlocked.
He stands up, poorly slaps the piece of plastic back onto the wall, and then gestures towards the door. After you.
Oh, thank you. Ladies first.
Now, unless you want to just knock down this door immediately, I think we need some stealth rolls.
I do have a D6 -2 on account of I'm clumsy.
Oh, no.
Well, you can get a +1 because Peterson's had a tough week.
Has he? Peterson had a tough week. Ooh, I'm gonna need to Benny that one.
Yeah, me too.
You said a +2. That would be
Plus
4
one.
then. Or +1. Fuck, that's still would have been 3. Shit.
Cameron made it, looks like.
I did.
Oh, I'm gonna Benny it again.
Okay.
Damn my
Stealth it,
clumsy
stealth it.
nature.
2 bennies, eh?
Yeah. It's been the same fucking roll every time.
You know, the dice want to tell a story, Vivian.
They do, but what if I spent my 3rd Benny on this?
It could just be the blind rage. She's got so much adrenaline in those circuits right now.
You know what? Yeah, I'm convinced. It's the rage in my circuits.
I don't know how much of her body is cybernetic, but I imagine it's more than meat.
So maybe what it is the hallways here, as you open the door, are so narrow, and this guy just has stuff stacked on either side of the hallway. Just a hoarder's paradise inside this corporate subsidized housing. There's a little hallway that leads into it, very cramped. And I'm imagining books, but is there something else? Because I don't imagine there's a lot of paper products here. You know, trees are kind of rare. What could he have stacked up?
Energy drinks, floor to ceiling.
It could be energy drinks. It could be board games. He's a board game guy.
Oh yeah,
He's got
I was
so fucking
I was
many
thinking he
board games.
definitely has like a collection.
Yeah.
I immediately landed on
Lego
Pez
collection.
dispensers, but
Pez dispensers, Legos.
Great. So Settlers of Catan Almanac is standing on top of a giant stack of board games. As you walk in, it's just really hard to get past this. You can see the light of a television from kind of behind the wall, like it's in the living room through this hallway, just to the left. There's the only real light in here. It's very dark. None of the lights are on. So it's just like this flashing, vaguely random white, green, and blue light coming from the other room. As you try to move your way past these board games, did you fail literally just because of clumsy?
Yeah.
Cool. So if that's the truth, I mean, yeah, I think you're a little bit angry.
She knocks into a spare board game.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe the box top wasn't on, you know, like they took the top and put it on the bottom. So as you hit it, it starts to topple, falls, crashes, and meeples just scatter across the floor. But they're metal meeples, so they just like trollops. What are those things called?
Caltrops.
Caltrops.
And then you hear the television get muted in the other room.
Keaton looks at her, kind of looks down and shrugs.
No time like the present. She's gonna run to this chair back and try to kick the chair over with him in it.
Let's have you make a fighting roll.
I think Keaton is trying to be right next to her. He
Okay.
has no idea that she knows anything about violence. So in
Cool.
his mind, he's bringing a corporate bigwig
Yeah.
into a fist fight. So he's thinking that he's going to be doing the fighting. So when she bolts forward and actually starts getting aggressive, he's
Yeah.
like confused and right there.
Vivian, so you're not exactly trying to do damage right now, right? We're trying to get this specific narrative result. I think since you failed the stealth roll, I'm going to give you a -2 on this fighting roll because he kind of knows you're here. He's trying to get out of the chair. You're trying to beat him getting out of his chair, right?
Yeah.
So-
I would also love to play my adventure card.
Oh, what do you got?
It's called Inspiration. Friendly characters, including your hero, add +2 to all trait rolls for the rest of this round.
Oh,
Wow.
baby. Oh, baby.
Going full ham on Peterson.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Her best friend's dead because of this guy. Kinda.
I'm going to say this round can involve this scene if we don't get into combat.
Cool.
Sounds good. That is a 7.
No problem. How does this go down? So he's trying to get out of his thrift store recliner. What happens?
I was gonna say if it was one with like spindly wooden legs, she just like roundhouse kicks through both of them. Like both of the fucking, like, you know what I mean? Just like shatters the wood on her cybernetic leg.
Dude, maybe it's flimsy plastic legs.
Even easier.
He's in a sci-fi version of a lawn chair that has a reclining function.
inside,
And it's just
Yeah.
inside, and it just got fucking destroyed.
Damn. So yeah, it goes sliding out. He probably falls backwards onto his back and then his head slams against the ground as well. And he's just reeling in pain. He's not had any time to react yet since you rolled like that.
Is he face down or face up?
Currently face up. He's kind of reeling from pain. His eyes are closed and he's like grabbing his head.
Vivian wants to be directly over this guy, flip him over, and start bashing his face into the floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think there's a surprised look on Keaton's face. This is not what he was expecting. He was expecting to come in here, beat up a dude. She was going to get a couple slaps in, and then he was going to end it. But it seems that she's got the handle on this, so he just kind of walks around and leans up against the wall.
Before she came, she had taken off her literal glowing fiber optic undershirt, for stealth mode. But each time she slams this guy's face into the floor, her seams pulse with that cherry blossom pink to white. And I think the camera's from behind her, so we don't see her face, but we do see her seams.
The next shot we see then is on your last slam down. Thump, thump, thump. And the last one is you throw him into the ground. We do a Breaking Bad shot where the floor is just like transparent acrylic, and we're looking up at this guy's face as it's smashed into it, and we can see the only light now in the room is this faint red off the TV, and then your glowing seams and this look of anger on your face as you stand up into this imposing position. The front of this dude's face is fucked. The amount of swelling he's about to have in like an hour or two is going to be like an allergic wasp reaction. There's already blood pooling on the ground. He looks conscious, but he's got that look in his eyes of a boxer that just got knocked out and he's coming to.
Keaton kind of stands up off of the wall and walks over towards him, gives Vivian a bit of a side eye, crouches down to this guy, taps him on the face a couple of times until he wakes up and he can see that he's lucid. Hey, wow, you really fucked up, huh? Really shouldn't have fucked with the crows. Bad move, kid. And he takes 14 favors, places it dead into the center of his chest. The rooks send their regards, kid. And he pulls the trigger.
This kid's life gets pulled into the edict. The TV shuts off. We get a shot of the room below this one, someone else's living room, as a bullet flies through their ceiling.
Oh, not just a bullet. It's a shotgun. There's like a 2-foot hole that gets blown through the ceiling.
As it shoots through, for a minute, there's just a black hole, like in the middle of this guy, through him, right? This vacated place, and then into the room below you. And then as the lights flicker on in the room below, you just like see someone slowly walk over and peek their head up through the hole into the darkened room above, as the two figures above are already gone.
Yeah, I think we catch them next, just getting into the car, both with heavy breath, as Keaton starts it up and kind of peels off down the road. All right, purple people eater. I didn't know you had it in you.
You'd be surprised how much they can fit in a lady like me. She winks.
He grins, and then I think the camera kind of pulls up as we follow the car down a long road to see the night, almost night sky.
We're in Kaz's consultant room inside of the John Henry Tower. It's pure pine wood floors here, and the would-be windows are filled with scenes of beautiful daylight green forest as the LED screens come to life flawlessly as both Kaz and Dorian Crow enter the room. There's basically nothing else here. There's a few mannequins in the room. You know what it looks like? It looks like a dance studio. It looks like a dance studio, mirrors everywhere. There's some racks for people to bring clothing in. There's some tables to put stuff on. And then there's little, like those things people change clothes behind them on, along with like maybe an actual changing room for the more abashed among Kaz's friends. And we see Kaz and Dorian enter this room, clacking on the wooden floors.
All right. First off, shoes you can put over there. I will put on a pair of slippers. That's the first part of choosing an outfit. And then, of course, the second part, the stylist, they'll bring in some things. I'm sorry I didn't have the chance to have a lot made in your size, but I think we look pretty similar, I guess, yeah. Right? Like, you work out.
I think, yeah, as we get like a side-by-side shot, they do have like a very similar frame. Isaac beat me to it. Dorian is built like a gymnast. Yeah. I mean, if maybe we just take out a couple of the hems from I don't know if the fashion's wrists or no wrists. But, yeah.
Well, it depends on what we're going with. I'm feeling more of a sort of a tonight. I was thinking we could do more of like an avant-garde kind of desert streetwear kind of thing. Celebrate the just sort of the lifestyle, I'd say.
Yeah. No, I mean, if we want to go rugged, That's true. But that's not really honest from my experience, Kaz.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
Kaz, I hear what you're saying, but maybe we have them bring that in, but we're going to take that with us tomorrow. For tonight, if we're looking at some of my recent experiences, we need to go night side, okay?
Okay.
I'm thinking some dark colors, some exotic furs. We've got any irons hiding there? He's referring to those. I think we've mentioned once before the irons. It's a furry, chitinous land beast that we've got here on Almanac.
Yeah, they call a lot of they're kind of buggish, but they call most of them irons.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you for wanting to dress authentic to who you are. Fashion is truth, and it is the garment by which we bring our story to the world. Pictures tell 1,000 stories, and what are clothes if not moving pictures?
They are the second greatest form of expression in my eyes. Yeah.
Well, perhaps only to music.
There you go, guys.
He fist bumps him.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
I miss you.
Oh, I have missed you too. Keaton dresses like an asshole.
Well, I mean, look at him. It fits, right?
It does. It does. Oh my God, I have missed you so much. Okay. Okay. Emily's going to bring in some outfits. Do we text in this universe? Do we have that kind of tech, or is it like, do we need to keep it more Western, like low tech?
Yeah, you can text. You can text. If you're in Trinity, you can text and call people in Trinity.
Okay. I messaged Emily. She'll be here. She'll be here soon. She's out tonight. I didn't know when we were going to be back, so I'm sorry, but I kind of gave her the night off. She said she was on a date. She'll be back here really soon.
Sure. What happened to Josephine?
Okay. Josephine is amazing, and I could not be more thrilled for her, but she was poached.
Oh.
I think stealing assistance is, you don't do it. You know, it's a simple rule. You don't steal assistance. You don't steal significant others. Those are things you don't do.
Wow. What is it that people are offering that Crow can't cover? What is this? When did this happen?
Also, what I don't understand. One of the things she said was the position she took was actually up on a farm. I don't know. Well, not a farm. It is in the country, but she said she was closer to her family. I suggested she just buy them a second apartment here to be closer, but she wanted to move to be with them.
Well, I guess good for her.
That's how I try to think about it. I try not to be angry about her being stolen, but I am happy for her that she's pursuing her dreams. And I never want to stand in the way of anybody in their dreams.
Oh, okay. Wait, the company that got her?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, listen, it's whatever. Out in the country, they're not making any big moves.
No.
It's definitely more of a comfort job for her.
Definitely.
Well, unfortunate. I'll be interested to meet Emily. Like I was saying, make sure we get some of those exotic fabrics, okay?
Okay. Yeah. You got it. You got it. I would use, you can use the second shower. It's just around the corner. Go past the Cezanne. It'll be just around the bend. Use that shower. There will be robes and things in there. Again, no time to monogram. Apologies, but they're great.
Nah, that's fine. You got a trimmer in there?
Of course.
Listen, Bubba's been real lazy about it, okay?
I've never had him trim me before, so I don't know.
Dorian slowly puts his hands to his cheeks, goes, "'Cause no. My beard, okay?
Yep.
Bubba's a fucking slob, all right? He never keeps it kempt. He never does anything with it. He just lets it grow out. He thinks it rounds out his face. Okay, so...
It does round out his face, but newsflash, round faces aren't what you want.
Yeah, well, everybody's forgetting about his chin at this point, right? So it's fine.
Okay, wow.
But at any rate, I don't have anything. Gotta get it nice, okay?
Yeah.
The door bursts open and an assistant overburdened with like 80 pounds of clothes strapped over every limb and every part of her body runs in.
Oh, good news. Wrists are in.
Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crow's Terminus. If you like the show, please leave a rating or review on iTunes or wherever else you found this podcast. If you'd like to support us monetarily, you can go to patreon.com/soundslikeCrows. Get access to some additional content and access to our Discord server. Heads up and fair warning to all of our patrons. Pretty soon here, we're going to be restructuring our tiers with the new campaign and all. Maybe get some exciting new rewards in there. Just generally do a better job of making it worth the value of your support. Thank you to our patrons, specifically this week, Jeremy Dunlap, Ezra Hardman, Kirby, Ariel Weiss, and Greg Gray, along with James Wright, Ethan Cooper, Adaziel, Sandwich, and Jackie Betts. Music on the show is provided by William Ecker, who you can find at musicdirecker.bandcamp.com, or myself. And where can you find the music I produce? Nowhere. It's in the vault. Casted this week is myself as the GM, Caleb Sunstead. You can find me on Twitter at Marshall Caleb. You can find Cameron Reed, who played Keaton Crow, on Twitter at CJReed211. Thanks to him for doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Thank you to my brother, Isaac Sunset, who played Kaz Crow, who you can find on Twitter at Abel the Crow. Jethro Crow was played by Alex Horrell, who you can find on Twitter at Alex Horrell. Allie Nesbitt played Vivian Rook, and you can find her on Twitter at YouSeeTheHat or on her podcast, RPG for You and Me. Marshall Sims played Dorian Crow, and you can find him on Twitter at Mr. Malicious1. Thanks to our executive producer, Alexandria Majan, on Twitter at Alexandria Majan. I think that's it. We will see you next week.